I grew up in a upper middle class household of an Irish family, very heavy drinking, and also very urgently upwardly mobile. I don't know if some of you had that experience or not. I have been living on my own devices since I was 18, so on the street for a while, and then out of that and into other things. And I am one of those really low functioning people. So I functioned really poorly for decades. I got sober at 24, and getting sober actually wasn't enough to get me to function much better than I'd always functioned. So a cycle of, having a place and then not having a place, and having relationships and not having relationships, and all of that. So it is a life that is, in some sense, really extraordinary and remarkable, as lives can be, and at the same time blunted and limited by the earlier part of life. At about 5 years clean, I don't know if you've noticed this, but the depression of the way that I lived my life began to sweep over me, because I kept repeating the same thing, except I was sober, and so I could pay attention to it. And so I began a journey of trying to resolve these issues that came up. And so the first adventure was in psychotherapy. I don't know if any of you have gone into that particular path. And actually it was pretty helpful in a lot of ways, but the deep underlying pattern of my life was really not affected by it that much. The same sort of ups and downs, I was subject to bouts of depression that would last for months. So when I came out of the depression, I would start this urgent drive to get things going, and then, because I was trying to outrun the depression, get it all happening before that starts, and then the depression would come down, and they would last for so long that all of those beginnings would evaporate. And so I turned to meditation at that point as a way of trying to at least understand what was happening. And also, one of the things about life is have you noticed that it's hard to get out of bed if there isn't a good reason? What is that reason that's going to get me to get out of bed in the morning? Because, the hours can go by in kind of a trance. And that was part of what the meditation practice was for me. I was really looking for the meditation to open up some idea of what the purpose of life would be. And I also thought in the discovery of 12-step, which I got sober in 12-step in New York. I was teaching ceramics at Hunter College in New York, and I was just crippled by a hangover. At that point, my liver was in such shape that I could drink for a day or two, but then it would take 3 or 4 days to recover from that. And my student looked at me and said, George, I've never actually said this to anyone before, but would you like to go to an AA meeting with me? So we got on the bus and went uptown, and I got sober, and I was so embarrassed I never went back to Hunter College to continue with my job there. And have been sober remarkably since then.